Outside the Box should be viewed by mature audiences only. This show contains strong language, adult situations, drinking, ass-kicking fun, law-breaking nonsense, running with scissors, and just about everything your mother told you not to do. In other words, we are a bad influence and are irresponsible adults. Viewer discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, live from Studio 630 in the burbs of Chicago. It is time now for another episode of Outside the Box. Outside the Box. With your hosts, Oz Osborne and Pee Wee Taylor.
My deviant brothers, sisters, and the rest of you that are douchebags, welcome. Thank you very much. We're going to transition out of the douchebag. We're just going to go deviants.
We're going to phase out douchebag.
Are you guys tired of douchebags? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I kind of prefer the deviants.
The deviants is more fitting.
But
yeah,
the douchebags is fucking hilarious.
We'll save that one for when we need it. But
welcome to episode number 19.
Woo!
We are one away from 20. Who's going to be our next? I don't know. We haven't talked about it.
I don't know.
Who will it be?
I have a list of people, but
you do have a list, and I'm wearing the same shirt. Got my nice hammered weekend wear shirt on. See,
the nice part is with a drop and wear shirt, I could be wearing 5 different shirts and they wouldn't know. That's the beauty of that.
I'm going to say this. I'm not a fan of the front of the shirt.
Show them the back.
I like the back.
Show them the back. Wait, you're out of camera. Pull. Sit.
I'm about this.
Yeah. That Astro Vans.
Hammered. I like the shirt. I really like the shirt, but this is a little bit much.
Love this shirt.
Anyway, you guys can get this. HammeredWeekendWear.com, is it?
Yes.
Look like us. Dropandwear.com.
We wear it all. I love Hammered Weekend Wear.
Anyway, we're not putting it out there.
No, we're not.
But anyway. So, we're on episode 19, one away from number 20. I am really stoked about that. 20 is amazing. And once again, we always got to thank you, deviants and dirtbags douchebags.
Dirtbags?
I did not do... I'm sorry to offend you guys by calling you dirtbags. You're douchebags.
Sorry for that indiscrepancy.
Anyway, so, yeah, we got to thank you guys again for watching. You know, we really appreciate it. We watch and we see the views go up like... On Saturday mornings, it's amazing. You come back 2 hours later and there's 30 views. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to keep going. We're going to keep making a quality product just because we love you guys that much. Thank you very much.
Yes.
What do we got today?
Part 2.
Part 2 of Crystal West. The anarchy continues.
The anarchy will
I gotta
continue.
say, dude, this was a crazy interview. It was amazing.
This was
we had so much fun.
I know I said this on the last one, but this was high energy.
High energy.
Very high energy. If you didn't catch the first one, watch the first one because it'll make more sense.
We had so much fun. It was definitely a good time. And for those of you guys why the hell they got her on? Dude, she's the original OG. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. She's OG number 2, I believe, is what she was saying.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, it was
still, she is the OG. Maybe we should call her
anyone who
Miss
follows.
OG.
Anyone who follows knows who she is. I mean.
So anyway, we got the rest of that. We got something else we're gonna throw in here. We don't know what the hell's going on yet. We got to film parts of it, and sometimes things don't line up.
We got to cut and chop.
But we've got some shit going. We got a news thing that's going to be coming at you. Hopefully you guys have seen that. I don't know. We don't know what's going on. It's all a blur after today.
Well, let's just cut to the chase and let it happen, yeah?
Let's shut the fuck up and go with it.
Send it. More about that than I do.
Which leads me to this, okay? If you do get in an accident, I don't care if it's an XB or what, I want you guys to pay attention to the estimate, because when they write this stuff, you need to see it, because a lot of insurance companies will try to slip things over. I know many years ago you guys heard about the whole thing with State Farm and aftermarket parts, okay? I'm going to tell you what, I'm in a body shop every day. Some of these bumpers that these insurance companies are trying to put on your car, I would fucking be pissed if I found it on my fucking car. I've got brand new cars or not even 5-year-old cars, and they're putting on how do we explain it? There's companies out there that take
Yang fenders.
No, I'm not even talking about that. That would be fine. There's companies out there that are going to these that take bumpers from a junkyard or from a body shop like mine, and we'll stack them up, and then there's people that will come and get them. They take them and repair them and then sell them. Okay? Now,
what?
And these
is that a thing?
It is.
That's crazy.
Dude,
I didn't even know that.
I've seen cars that we put them on, and I go, they're putting this on that. Pay attention, because these guys are trying to save money. Okay?
Yeah, you need to understand what they're putting on your car, and they're going to tell you, but they try to word it weird, but you got to read it. And
the word is remanufactured.
That's the word.
You better be on it, because maybe it's fine if you're going to have.
It depends on what the car is too. Right. Are you dealing with a 20-year-old Ford truck, or are you dealing with a 3-year-old Hyundai? You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's it. I'm seeing these going on there. I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way. And they may be fine, but the problem here is this too. In a body shop like mine, and I see it's going on a 2017 freaking Ford, I take the time to do that and fix it so that when it comes out, it's going to look right for the vehicle.
Right.
I think a lot of the time when I'm doing stuff about the customer, I'm not every body man or guy that works in the body shop. I'm not. There's a lot of guys that really don't give a flying fuck. Okay, so definitely know your body shops too. But I will take the time and knock down the texture because a lot of times with these, when we paint them, we'll sand down the primer that's on it and it looks fine, but it shrinks up, which is something that we'll bring up in another thing when we talk about paint in another episode. But the stuff eventually shrinks up and then it shows the texture again.
Right.
And it looks like crap. It looks like a cobbly mess. And some of you guys may not have a trained eye to notice this, but it's something that people that when you trade your car in are going to go, dude, that fucking bumper, that ain't right. Or the other thing that they do is putting parts out of the junkyard. And some of those are good, some of those are bad.
That's real hit or miss. I mean, it depends because like you got to keep in mind there's salvage yards that take in newer cars that are decent where you'd be like, okay, that's reasonable. It's clean. There's no rust. There's no dings, like repaint it. And, you start dealing with a car that's older, like who knows?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like
we've had them. They'll bring in a hood. The hood's covered in rock chips. And the body man gets 2 hours to fix the rock chips.
How does that work?
He's going to do is DA him out a little bit, and then we're going to prime it. And then what happens? We're going to paint it. It's going to look fine when you pick it up. 6 months later, all the primer's going to shrink up, and you're going to see little bullseyes all over the freaking hood. My body shop, where we're at, we all will sit there and take the DA and feather the whole front end of it out because we don't want that to happen to our customers. And that's what you need to do and look into your body shops that you're taking it to because some of these guys that are fly by night, that's what they're going to do, and then your car's worth shit.
And the thing is, finding good body shops is real tricky because, like, even like chains, like I don't want to say Mako or like a Gerber. Like some of them are good, and some of them it's hard. It's really I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going to go with this, but like
yes,
you figure out who you're dealing with.
Even your chains, there's going to be certain ones that are good and certain bad. Think of it like this: you go to McDonald's, do the burgers taste the same? Nope, not at every one you go to. Same with body shops. You need to know what's going on there. You need to see what's coming out of it. When you go to take your car to a body shop, look at the cars that are sitting there. The cars will be sitting out front. You can look at them and see how they look, and it'll tell you what kind of quality is going out there. If there's nothing for you to look at, probably don't want to go there.
It's an interesting point.
There's a lot to the whole insurance and body shop thing, and I say this to you guys because I don't want you.
And the other thing too is people like, okay, let's say somebody hits you and their insurance company says, oh, well, you can go here for a damage estimate. Don't go there.
No, and don't
go there.
That's exactly a good
unless
point.
It's somewhere you would want to take it yourself. You have that right to get. Well, in Illinois, I don't know about other states. You have the right. Everywhere. It's pretty much everywhere. You have the right to choose where your damage estimate is done. And keep in mind, an estimate is an estimate. It's not an actual guaranteed number. People need to understand that too.
No, because when you do an estimate, there's a lot of stuff that you don't see. Then you have to do what's called
How about indirect body damage? How about that? You can throw that one in.
I don't know what the hell that one is.
Okay, like let's say you get hit in the front and it tweaks something in the back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that happens.
That's more structural.
Doesn't happen very often, but
they might pull something back and go, oh, that's broken too.
Well, if you can't tell if the front end's all mashed up, you don't know if the core support's damaged or the freaking horn is still operational down there or whatnot. So a lot of times there will be an ad that's put in, so there could be additional damage, and you've got to pay attention to that. Well, your insurance company will take care of that, but sometimes I've had it where it looked like the car was fine, and then they took the front end apart, found out that the block was hit, total, done. So there's that. But there's a lot that goes into it, and I want you guys to understand that it's not something to be taken lightly. You need to understand that you have rights. You can take your vehicle anywhere you want it to be done. Your insurance company does have places that they call direct repair facilities. They will try to steer you to those facilities because those companies have worked out deals with those insurance companies to get those vehicles in to get it done properly. The nice thing about it is a lot of times when it's a direct repair facility, the vehicle has to be treated a certain way. I know that there's certain criteria that they won't let fly and this and that, depending on it, and those guys will watch it. My body shop actually has a State Farm agent that works in our shop. They're kind of independent, but they do come back and deal with it. So they'll actually do the estimate, and they're like, you can go here. These guys will do it. It doesn't have to be that way.
Now, if you have good insurance, like let's say you have, I don't want to name drop, State Farm or Progressive or somebody like a good insurance company that really, sometimes they'll recommend you to places that are perfectly good. You know what I mean?
And there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't know, sometimes, like I said, it's better to go to one of their direct repair facilities because they will take care of it.
Like, I never feel like Progressive would tell me to go somewhere shitty. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Everyone's got different views of their insurance company, but
if you got Geico, and that'll bring me around to Allstate. I have a big problem with Allstate, and I'll tell you exactly why. Okay, I have I laugh every time I see an Allstate commercial because
Allstate.
You're in good hands with Allstate. Let me tell you about Allstate. Allstate will fuck you, the guy that hit you, and the guy that's fixing your car.
All parties involved.
How can I say this? I'll tell you what. They're going to do everything they can to make money. When I have to buff a car at my shop after I painted it, I don't get paid for it. How can they do this? Well, because you should have not had any dirt in the paint. Is this a perfect world?
Do you not understand? I feel like these like Allstate doesn't actually understand how car repair actually works.
Let me take it a little bit further. Maybe that's a little nitpicky. Okay, I had an Allstate agent. I was painting at the time. I wasn't working in the body shop, but it was a small shop, and I can see. We had a guy that was working in the body shop, got this car, and I think it was a Hyundai, and the car was brought in, and it had a front end hit, and it needed a core support. It was a newer one. Allstate wasn't going to put a new one on it. They were putting on a junkyard one. Now,
what?
I don't know about you, if you guys know or not. Core supports don't bolt in, okay? Well, I shouldn't say that. Some of them do. Earlier Fords do. Most cars, it's welded in. So what happens then? Well, the guys at the junkyard, hey, Pee-wee, we got a front end for this Hyundai.
Go take that acetylene torch, go out there and just cut it wherever, and then throw it in the back of this S10, and then drive around, bounce it around a few times, and then
take it over to them guys over there.
Put it in another pickup truck and drive it off of that body shop.
So
yeah,
guy,
I've seen it.
That guy is not cutting it where it needs to go.
What happens when you cut it 3 inches short? Then what?
Well, then you got a problem.
Right.
But
exactly.
He will cut it off about a foot past what you need. Drops it off and says, here you go. Now, that body man has to take that core support, drill out all the welds to put it back in so it looks factory and clean it all up. State Farm says, yeah, you're doing that for free. Or excuse me, not State Farm. Allstate saying, yeah, you're doing that for free. Fuck you. I've seen it happen. So
I don't even understand how they've been getting away with it. And I know this is a thing that's been going on for years.
Every body shop does not like Allstate. Everyone.
Have you seen anywhere that likes Allstate?
Nope. I haven't even seen anybody that's direct repair for Allstate.
They must really just love little shops that are struggling. Like, hey,
if you work for Allstate, I'm sorry guys, you suck.
You're stuck.
Anyway, that's that. Let's see. What else we need to talk? Let's talk about a little bit, okay? Let's talk about going back to the riders and whatnot. If you've got a custom paint job, you may really want to talk to.
That's something you would want to cover.
Now, when I'm saying custom paint, you've got to understand that if you paid $3,000 for it, it may not be worth doing. But I know if you look into the mini truck guys and see $10,000.
When you start paying $10K plus for a paint job, you better be evaluating what you're doing with.
You guys with your expensive wheels, you may want to do this too, because you could be out somewhere at a car show overnight somewhere, and you're not in a great area, and you come back and your wheels are gone the next day, and you're like.
Let me put it this way: if on rims alone you're spending more than like $1,500, you really need to extend coverage or choose
stereo,
upgraded
all of that.
insurance. It's stereo equipment too.
Look
Any of it.
into it and at least talk to your insurance agent. Because I think when I first looked into it, I don't have custom paint insurance. I don't have anything worth that. You know, I probably would have on that skateboard, but that's about it. But
I think that board needs its own insurance policy.
you really need to figure out if it's worth to you. Obviously, things are a little different with me because I can paint, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit too. But you want to weigh in those options because you don't want to have it gone and then go, oh, dude, what the hell do I do? You know. So if you're scared of something and you don't want to have to worry about it, talk to your insurance agent and whatnot.
I feel that most people with an XB probably don't need to get too carried away. I know there's quite a few of us that do need to, consider that. I mean, you have to really look at reality of what stuff is worth and what you know what I mean? Like,
well, let's talk about this. The guy, our buddy Jay, who just got into Sunset down in Florida.
yeah,
You've seen his paint job? Dude, he needs to put insurance on it.
I agree with that. He would need insurance. I mean, like, okay, and here's the other thing too I'm going to throw in is if your car is getting to a point where you're past, like, this is like a driving car, you're getting into trailer queen status, or you're getting into Sunday car or like show only, there's insurance out there for collector cars.
There is, and it does not have to be a collector's
And
car.
the thing is, too, is like, yeah, it costs money, but oftentimes it's pretty reasonable.
bad.
And the way it usually works is you can set the dollar amount in your insurance policies based off of what you say it's worth. If you say it's worth 20 grand, they're going to insure it. So if something happens, here's your check, but you have to do the math and figure out if it's worth it. That, and there's rules.
Right.
There's like, you can only drive it for between, April to October, or
It's got to be garage kept. And
it's got to be garage kept. And I've heard of rules such as you can't have a trailer hitch. Like if you have a show truck, you can't have a trailer hitch, or, there's factors and rules, but if you can abide by those, it's pretty reasonably priced. So if you're getting into that range, it's something to definitely consider.
And that's just it. You look at that. I think Brian, we both know Brian, our president of our chapter. He did that.
He threw me a number that sounded very reasonable for what he was covering his truck for. And he has that truck covered where the truck is covered.
Right. And
You know
basically,
what I mean?
God dang it. Basically what they did was they've said it. He said that the car is basically worth $20,000. And they said, okay, we'll insure it for $20,000. He didn't need to get it appraised. Sometimes certain insurance will ask you to get it appraised.
But some places say, you say it's worth this much, we base the cost off that number.
And you can find places that will appraise them. I know out here we got Midwest Street Rods and whatnot. But say you have something like a rail and box, or you've got all these JDM parts, and you basically took a BB from Japan and brought it over here, and you want to do that, you need to go through one of these guys and say, hey, look, this is the value of this vehicle. It is not an 06 Scion XB. This is a 06 Toyota BB. There's only one of them in America, blah, 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 blah. They will take that into account, okay? Maybe not wanting to go. You can talk to bigger insurance companies. State Farm is not bad. I've talked to them, but I think the company, and I don't remember the name that Brian's going through, was actually better. But again, there's rules. Can't tow. Got to be kept in the garage. I think some of them say it has to be going to a show or whatnot or whatnot.
Well,
but
that's it's real picky. But I know, you can get permission. Let's say our friend Brian's going to, he's going to LST. He can drop a phone call and say, hey, I'm taking the truck out for the weekend, and they go, okay.
Yep.
But you gotta call and let them know. You can't just go hot riding around the neighborhood in February because it happened to be 55 degrees out.
What it comes down to is you really just want to figure out and be safe. You don't want to have to not think about something and then go, oh shit, I'm screwed. It happens. I don't want it to happen to you guys because I lost my vehicle dude, I was demolished when I totaled the Montero. But
yeah,
that's a piece of your heart out there. And I understand that you don't think it's worth $3,100, but you have to figure it that's what they're looking at it as. And if you don't want that to happen to you, take a few steps, work into the fact that, this is what you need to do to get yourself covered so it doesn't happen. And yes, it's going to cost more money. But I'm sorry, custom car stuff is not meant to be cheap. So
you got to pay if you want to play. But
let me talk about one other thing that I want to bring up, and this is going to put it to the point where we're going to have to cut this and get 2 out of it, which is great. I really needed that anyway. But let's talk about this. You'll see people like myself or other body men that take situations like my deer hit and turn it into making it where I can totally redo the car. Let me explain how this works for you. First off, I'm going to stop and say one other thing. If you're not aware of some of the stuff, like a core support, like we said earlier, it's not a bolt-in item. If you take a front end hit in an XB and you think that you're going to go in the garage and put a core support on, you're not. Not only is it not easy so that if you know how to weld, you can put it in, do you know how to measure so that that thing is in straight? Because your car just hit something and it may have pushed it in on one side and not on the other. So this is all stuff that needs to be kept in mind. And I'm not saying this to belittle anybody. I'm just saying know your limitations and get it and go by that, because otherwise you may get a core support that you spent $100 from, put it in, the front end's still tweaked back
out
this
of
way,
whack by
you can't get anything to line up, and the car still looks like it got hit in an accident. I'm just saying, know what you're doing. Now, in saying that, a person like myself that does work on the body shop, does do all this custom work and whatnot, I can take a situation like a deer hit and go, okay, I think mine was rated at $2,200 is what I got for damage, okay? They then took my $500 deductible out of that, and I got like $1,700 something, okay? That money is now mine to fix the vehicle. I can say, fuck off, wreck that car.
You can go take a check to casino if you want. It's your money, but
right.
You're supposed to fix the car, but
now
your check.
If you do that and you don't fix it, keep in mind if you get into another accident, their insurance company is going to be like, did you get that fixed? Because they're going to look at this car that's even twice as much fucked up and go like,
yeah, that's the thing.
We already paid you for that. That's not a part of it. But, okay, so what I did was this. I wanted a new bumper. And this works too if you're going to body shops too. If you wanted a different lip, okay, Scion XB1 front lip is like $150, okay?
It's crazy what that one piece of plastic
You
costs.
can get aftermarket ones that a lot of people are running, I don't really care for like half of that on eBay.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to swap that out.
Sometimes if you talk to your body shop that's doing it and say, hey, look, I want to throw this piece on here. Or I have a lip at home. Can I bring this in? Yeah. They then take that money, put it on the side, and maybe that'll help take care of some of your deductible. I've done it that way before, where people have been like, well, I've got this. Yes, okay, well, that does the deductible, and you're fine. What I did was this way. They gave me the money. They took their money off for the deductible. I could then fix it, but since I'm getting the labor, I can then go, I'm going to put something else on it. I got a different headlight, this, that, okay. I funded Raylan Box's front end with a deer hit. I pulled the core support back, which still wasn't great. I fought for that for years. I should have just put one on, but I opted to do that. It looked okay, but if you really looked at it, you could tell, which drove me nuts. Most people wouldn't notice.
Right.
But I did all that, and I pulled it. I changed the headlights out, because like the headlights for XB are like $150 to $200 a piece. Both of those were gone, so I got $300 for that or whatever. I then ordered 7-inch round Jeep headlight buckets and headlights, put them all in there, welded it in. The funny part was I did this at home because I actually had the agent come to my house. He did an ad while I was tack welding the freaking new headlights in, and he's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? I'm making
like,
some
listen,
changes.
buddy, you don't want to know what goes on in here.
So he did the ad, gave me another check for that, and went on. And I ended up funding the whole front end of Raylan Box by doing that. And it's nice to be able to do that. Say you got into a fender bender and you had, scrapes down the side. It's just paint, and you want to fix it at home and you want to learn how to paint. You can do that. Take that money, go buy a gun, whatever, learn how to do it. You can do that. But again, stay inside your knowledge. That doesn't sound right. Stay inside your knowledge.
No.
Stay inside your comfort zone and what you're knowledgeable
that
about
sounds
doing.
better.
So therefore, you don't get yourself in trouble. I'm not saying don't push the limits, but in some instances, when you're doing welding on some of these structures on these vehicles, you need to know that, because I've seen many cars that have been, oh, it's fine, and something happens. Are you sleepy? Did you need to take a nap?
Yeah, I feel like I need a nap. I'm not going to lie to you.
Anyway, there was a vehicle that was at, what was that one Ranger that was at that show that you went to with the prison?
Oh, that white one that was like falling apart. Yeah,
dude, this thing was welded together with rebar and all kinds of crap.
Dude, I watched this thing drive through a field, and the bed was like pop, 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 bouncing around. I mean, I don't like. Genuinely, I don't know how. Like, I don't even think it should be on the road. It was like, and I mean, I've seen some sketchy shit, but this was like over the top bad. And it was like deliberately bad, like to the point where it's like,
I don't want to tell anybody not to do something. I want all you guys to feel empowered from watching these and to do stuff. But I don't want you guys to get hurt.
If it comes to structural welding, I think you either need to know how to do it or you need to take it somewhere.
There's nothing wrong with learning. You can go to find people and do it. And I know there's a lot of people out there in this XB community that are good and they understand that they shouldn't be doing that. But the newer guys that are coming up, I want you to understand. Don't be scared not to try something. There's people out there that can fix it if you damage it. But I don't want you to put your family in the vehicle and drive down the road and have it become an issue. And that's what I really want to say. I want everybody to be able to do everything, because I really have a lot of respect for people that work on their own cars and build their own cars. So,
like, structural welding is a lot different from changing your own belt and alternator.
I'll
you know what I mean? Like,
I'll put it like this. I used to build crotch rockets, and I could weld, but I wanted a longer swing arm. Okay, do you really want to be going down the road at 70 miles an hour on a swing arm?
The answer is no.
And go, oh, did my welds stay? Are they good enough? I said, fuck no. I'll pay for somebody to do that. That's what I'm getting at. I want you guys to understand that type of stuff. What do you think, Pee-wee? Did we cover it?
I think we nailed everything on the head, but I think the long short of the story is that you need to be an aware consumer of what is being done to your car in the event of it being repaired after an accident. I think even if you think you know your insurance policy, it doesn't hurt to call up your guy and say, hey, like, give me a rundown of what's going on and what I'm paying for.
Exactly.
And just be informed about what your insurance covers and what it doesn't and what happened. You know what I mean? You gotta.
We put a lot of money into those vehicles. I don't want anybody to get screwed. So take
basically just understand what you have, and if you think you're either A, paying too much, or B, you're not getting the coverage you want, shop around. It's to a point where there are, well, how many insurance companies are there? 10?
There's lots.
There's lots. Somebody might be able to give you a better rate, but they can't give you the benefits, or maybe you spend a couple dollars more and your benefits are better. You gotta shop. I mean, it's.
Let me say this, and I'm not going to turn this into a State Farm commercial. I don't work for State Farm. I use them.
I have Progressive. I've had really good luck with them.
I do not have a problem with Progressive. When I didn't have State Farm, because I was told I couldn't have it, because I lost my license for drag racing, I had Progressive.
State Farm is real picky about that shit,
they
too.
Are. So, but what I'm going to say is this. I totally lost my frame of mind. You get what you pay for with this stuff. State Farm is so big. If you took all the other insurance companies and put them together,
I've heard that before.
It would not be half of State Farm.
I've heard that before.
Now, that being said, if you think about it, if you get discounts from a store, it's usually a bigger store. Keep that in mind. and then also realize that you get what you pay for. If you're going to the General, he's gonna ask for
Eagle One. If you're in the middle, if you're in Chicago, you know about Eagle One. Do you remember those commercials? With the bird, and you're like, "What is this?"
Oh, these low rates! Right now, only the Chi-Town guys are going, "Oh, look at this fucking." Anyway,
And then everyone's like, "What the fuck are these two talking about?" The General's one of my favorites. What's the other one? There's so many bad.
Esurance owned by Allstate. Just gonna say.
I'm sorry. I like talking to people. I don't want to do this shit online.
So anyway, guys, just make sure. I don't want any, like I said, I don't want anybody to get in trouble or get hurt. Or
Another last thought. Part outs take forever. If
They do.
anyone ever
I
wants to do, and hopefully nobody has to, but if you end up doing that, it takes forever,
and you're gonna get stuck with something.
and you're gonna get stuck with something by the time you're done.
Nobody's
That's
gonna
it.
take the whole thing. You've seen it on here. People are like, "You want to sell that?" No, it's a whole thing. Okay, well they sit on it, and then the car sits. I know of several people in Chicago that did that. It's gonna take a certain person to do it. Then, think about this: if you do the part out, what are you gonna do with what's left over? Now you
Goes right to a scrapyard,
it's
as
gonna
far
go
as
to the
I
scrapyard.
know.
You got to get it there.
If you don't have a truck or a trailer, yeah, you're
Maybe I'll find somebody to pick it up, but it's just, when it comes down to
make
it,
sure it can roll.
That's exactly what
another
I
factor
told.
too.
What I told this guy, I was like, he's wanted to part it out. I can make more money that way. Okay,
No.
maybe if you're in a big area,
If you've got room to let it sit for a year and you've got a way to carry it, haul it off when you're done with it, yeah, that's fine.
here in Chicago, that thing we ain't gonna get rid of. Hell no.
Well, here's the thing. I've seen a couple part out XBs, and I'm like, all right, looking for parts, whatever. I like to sniff around. What you find out is they quickly sell all the common stuff that breaks, and then they're sitting on parts that don't break or you just don't need or want.
You're always gonna get. Stuck
I need a
with
front bumper. I need a front bumper. You can't find a front bumper on any of these part out cars, but they got plenty of right rear door panels, and we got plenty of,
Yep.
crap you don't need. But
Just keep that in mind, guys. We want you guys to be safe. We love you all, and we want you guys to be the best that you can possibly be, and keep what you got.
that was very inspiring.
I know, I'm trying. Hey, don't fucking push me down, man. Make me cry. I'm trying to be uplifting here.
But yeah.
All right, you douchebags and deviants. We love you, motherfuckers. We'll talk to you later.
So carry on with where it went.
So we met a lot of wonderful people on that group, and I ended up being asked to step up to the vice president position because some things got shuffled around within the car club, and I took to do that because that was before I had Morgan, so obviously I kind of had some more time on my hands. Once you become a parent, your life totally changes. But we did all that, and then did Team Sign West for how many years?
Too many.
I don't remember how many years it was. Well, it was actually not that long because we got it in 03. We actually moved here to Arizona in June of 04. So from 03, from the July of 03, we pretty much got into that club pretty quick after we bought it. I don't know how we met with them and saw them. I don't remember that part.
Because we were fanboys.
We are fanboys of the car, so we, we sneaked that into Scion.
Right.
Scion, douchebag.
We laugh about that, by the way.
I don't understand how, it was an idea and all of a sudden it's taking off again. And
Well, the funny thing is, it was a thing for years and then went away, and then I don't know how, but it resurfaced, and now it's just the ongoing
I
joke.
find something new.
Beats will
Because
never
I
die.
laugh about Pee Wee's reaction because I don't know which one we just watched this morning because we were like freshening up our out of the box shit. And Ozzy is on there and is like, well, hello there, douchebag, our douchebag. And then you can see Pee Wee, he's just like, I can't believe we're fucking doing this. It's
I can't believe we're doing this. Is the best thing you can say before watching something.
And that's how it works. We don't want to script anything. We want it to just be to go. And obviously it's showing in the camera. So, so anyway, you guys are now in Arizona, to bring us back to subject, with the XB, the silver one now.
So when it became the world's lowest, we had a baby in the house at that time. So I probably didn't remember, but I'm sure he remembers every hour that was spent on that car because a lot of the time I was in the house with the baby and giving him a break, and his mom helped us quite a bit when she was little. But we have pictures of him in that car, like with the poles cut out because he tugged it.
Right?
He tugged it. It was not myself. What did you do? But I had no doubt he could take care of it, make it.
It's funny because, like, you were unemployed when you bodied yours.
And I remember.
It seems like people like to build really crazy things in hard times. I don't know why that's why that's a natural instinct. Like, oh, I'm, in a life situation. How about I just go and cut something up? Like, that sounds like a great idea.
Well, your life is in chaos. You just might as well keep
It's
going.
the one thing you have control over. It's like.
And how long did it take him to do the conversion to get it to go to be the world's lowest?
That's a Dode question.
Yeah, I'm asking us.
6 months.
6 months, he said.
Dude, that's probably about as much time as I had into mind to do
Yeah.
it. So it's
Dude, I cut that car up like when baby was napping and grandmas on both sides were like frowning at me. But no regrets.
No regret. Regret. No regret.
So, and you obviously had to go and make a lot of the products to do that. The way you went about raising the towers and whatnot was a lot different than what I did, and I'm really intrigued with that. But we won't get into that because that's not a rant.
That's more of a Dode question.
But how in doing that, then obviously it kept spiraling out of control, and fill us in on that.
Well, so we don't want the bus to be a show car. We learned it with the Scion to be the world's lowest, and he went like full send on
For
that
the time
car.
being, thanks Oz. Thanks for looking out you motherfucker.
Yeah, but it was also on Surface DVD, so,
Right?
Ah.
Well, I got 5% on my phone. Can you give me the charger?
Oh shit!
Oh,
Yeah, I just saw that, so I thought I don't want to fuck up what we got going. Let's fix this.
Yeah.
We're good. Keep rolling.
All right.
We're trying to keep rolling.
It's gonna take.
They call me a rip.
When we're out by the pool, I like to call him Garcon.
I would.
We are learning way too much about this man.
Or
I feel
Banana
like-
Boy.
I feel like with the way he posts, I feel like I know your whole household, like, better than I probably do. Like, I feel very in tune with what's going on.
I know,
At all times.
I'm starting to
We
see
don't
that.
bullshit. We don't bullshit.
We don't sugarcoat anything up here.
Well, that's the way to be. Where the hell are we now?
We were talking about right after he cut his car
let
out.
me finish. I'll finish quickly.
Okay.
So he went crazy with the XB. he like went to fucking back that shit and like put it all low and tugged it and was like needy. He was like, I'm going full send. And he did everything he wanted. We didn't send you any pictures of the build, but we actually have pictures of the fiberglass fucking mountains that look all sticking up that he actually made all the molds for.
Rando, drink. Rando, drink.
He did tweed, which is his favorite fabric. He cut the headrests were cut off so they were low backs.
Right.
When you got in that car, your fucking hair would like fucking vibrate. It was like, it was like the sound system was.
And that's good for a baby.
Which, yeah, typically it wouldn't turn it too loud when she was in the car.
Nothing's better than, a show car with a car seat in the back. Like,
Hey, dude, I had one too.
yeah.
I
remember.
We had to put a towel down.
Yeah.
before
Oh,
the
yeah.
car was on top.
Yes.
No app ever fell on my tweet.
When I first met him years ago, Fal was still in a booster seat, and you had the booster seat in the car, and I had like a total flashback. That's how long.
Oh, dude, you don't even know because I had LEDs in her car seat. They were behind it, so it glowed.
Glowing car seat.
I'm like, I hope I don't electrocute my kid.
I think there's brands that actually make like high-end looking car seats. Like you can get a Sparco car
Oh,
seat,
I know you can.
and it looks exactly like a Sparco bucket seat.
I
But
think that's status.
Excuse me. So, okay, so he went full in, tweed interior. How long until it turned green?
Was that up to 6 months and then you painted it?
It turned green as soon as we moved to Arizona. It happened fast.
Yeah, I think we ended up doing the paint job pretty quickly after he did all the body work and everything. He was on a roll, and the thing about him is when he's on a roll, it's best just to let it go. You have to make shit work, as you know, Oz with the
And you gotta
when this
have
up here is
good
working,
friends.
and you gotta have good friends because Chris Henrietta, right?
Yeah.
Chris Henrietta sprayed that car. So
In my built garage.
in our filthy garages, you can see like this is like the dirty area of the house.
I'm all about the garage paint jobs, man.
some of the best paint work happens in people's garages.
So, for those of you guys that are getting what we're saying here, is basically what we're finding out is Rando's, XB, the green one, that was the world's lowest, was actually his wife's.
I don't think a lot of people know that.
Monica.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. You dig deep, Oz. You dig deep.
We want the answers.
You got him, man. There you go.
It's like Dateline.
Okay, but I do also want to give a shout out to you, Sir Oz.
Okay.
You're a badass yourself, and you are very inspirational to my husband as well. And we would do anything for you, and we look up to you as well. So
That is crazy for me because, and as I kind of tear up a little bit, seriously, it's crazy because I've looked up to Dode. I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for that Surface DVD. So,
Yeah. My favorite picture is the one where you're welding in the car and the TV's on in the corner.
dude, that took me a half an hour to get that fucking picture.
I was going to say, wait, who took that picture?
It was hilarious because it took me a half an hour to set up that picture. And I had my girlfriend that was living in here at the time. She was in doing dishes or something. I'm like, come here, just push this button. That's all you got to do. Hold on. But, seriously, dude, it really means a lot.
You had a girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, she's crazy now. Oh, wait a minute. Let's change the subject.
Yeah, let's not talk about crazy. Speaking of crazy.
But seriously, man, I got to go back to that now that I've kind of got myself back together. I really appreciate that. And it's amazing to think that the guy that I got my inspiration from is inspired by me. So I really appreciate that.
Fuck yeah.
much love.
So, and I got to apologize because I'm not going to make it down there for Cruising to the Pines because I really want to get down there and eat some of the Rando's chicken. Is what I really want.
Whenever it happens, it happens.
It happens.
It will happen. We just don't know when. Dude, traveling's hard. Like, I'm sick of having, like, to work every day. Like, I just want to go and just do whatever the fuck I want whenever.
I know. Why can't we just win the lotteries and go hang out with
If I win the lottery, like, I don't even know. But,
So anyway.
On some trip.
yeah, I would just travel and build shit. That's
Dude,
all
I don't even know where to go with this conversation. It just keeps going
This,
all over
this
the place.
conversation is like,
it's
there is
amazing.
no order. But,
Welcome to 420, bros.
Did you realize what the day is?
oh yeah,
right?
for our viewers now, it's April 20th. This is the date we're recording, so
Yeah, and we
this
don't.
was not done on purpose either.
We
This
aren't
is-
smoking on this side, so I
We're
don't know
not-
what
we're not-
our
Talking about it's just the 20th of April.
We just haven't eaten any lunch and we were drinking beer. That's our problem.
Yeah.
You're my por favor. I want to
So
That's great.
Hey, just okay, I'm on a fight. One more.
I'm sick of that.
come on, Garcon. What else?
Anyhow.
What else we got, Pee Wee?
So
What else do you want to talk about?
when are we gonna bag one of the XBs sitting on the driveway?
We don't bag no more around here.
Why not?
You shut the fuck up. Bag the XA. Bag the fucking XA or shut the fuck up.
Oh, you guys, wait a minute. You guys don't know yet. You guys don't know yet, and a lot of people don't know, but they're going to. I bought a first gen, like a month ago.
I know you did because I saw a picture and I know.
Oh, you already know? Oh, did you tell her?
I didn't tell them. We did.
How did
post,
they know?
We post pictures, people.
Oh,
Look at the
People
picture,
listen.
And you know, didn't go to Oz.
so it's
I have a brain.
so the one I bought is already bagged, but I don't know.
It doesn't have Dodes on it.
It doesn't have Dodes on it, and don't know if that's gonna fly.
You suck.
Hey, I didn't bag the car. You oughta. Hey, wait.
I bagged the car. I used what we
Okay,
had.
you bagged it. You know what, Dode? What I figured out. Now you said that those were Dode's original valves, right?
Yes, they are Dodes valves. The manifolds are all off of one of his cars.
Isn't that funny? It's like such a small world.
And I believe the switch box is also Dodes.
That
Was it
panel.
custom made?
Well, he doesn't have that in there anymore, but he did have a switch box. That was Dodes because
Oh,
I remember
okay.
when I was wiring it up that I hit up that guy in the background. I'm not going to say his name so he doesn't have to drink at that time. But
Well, I don't want him to fall over.
But I hit him up through Messenger, and that's
Yeah.
how it got done. But yeah, but still, he's got a bag. He could take the air ride off of this one, upgrade to Dodes,
I was
and
thinking
then
about
put the
that.
others on the XB.
Here's the problem, though. I've got too many horses in my stable now.
You know what? Having too many horses in the stable is a huge problem.
I know. Well, the problem is insuring all of them is like a thing.
Well, you
and
don't have to
then-
insure it. We'll body drop that bitch, and then you have
And
to.
your pain. Okay, so right now, at one point we had 3 XPs, so we actually sold one. So we have 2 XPs. We have a 1971 bay window bus. We have a 64
I have no
Baja that was just given to us. That's
I
the
saw
whole
that.
story.
I saw that.
And I still have my Prius on the side of the house that broke that we need to take the motor out of. We can put it in the moon ray.
Oh, you guys got more cars than I thought about. That I thought you guys had.
But you
And we
got.
also have this other thing that's being modified in the garage that's taking up space. There's actually 6 cars here currently.
There's
Is that
more than
the FJ that's sitting there?
There's way more than that.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's rattle off how many cars are at your house right now.
Oh, and we have a tricycle, so there's actually 7.
Okay, I'll count the tricycle. So we've
We
got.
have a tricycle on
I'm
the
not
side.
counting mine, but I've got you beat, just so you know.
Okay, but here's the thing. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 XBs on the driveway right now. And there's only 3 people here. There's only 3 people here too. And I'm not counting any other vehicles.
That's even better.
Yes, we're definitely taking.
They're all in various states too. Some are running, some are in
This
paint.
conversation
some-
is so out of control.
I know. I feel bad, but I don't.
What do you want to talk about, Oz? What do you want to know about me?
I don't
I'll tell
know.
you.
I don't know.
I feel like we already know. Like,
You feel like you know we what?
We're already 40 minutes in.
are we 40 minutes in?
So anyway, let's get back on track here. So I don't even know where the hell we were.
What were we talking about?
What do you want to talk about?
What do you got on your list over
We were
there?
talking about.
The problem is I keep getting off of track and we're talking about
Dude,
Dode.
I don't know.
So
It's hard not to talk about Dode. I get it.
Oh,
No.
oh,
We already interviewed Dode one time. But what else do we have?
I don't know. I can't even understand what you got on your notes.
It's just. I think we've hit everything. What about us? Do you have questions for us?
Not the question for us thing again.
Oh, come on now.
I get to ask you guys questions?
Pee-wee
If
always
you want,
asks that.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
Oz,
boy.
I want to ask you what inspired you to make Raylan Box? Like, what made you decide to fucking cut that motherfucker up? Which, I'm going to say, by the way, your car's fucking badass. I like how raw it is and the fucking, how it's straight. It's just like, ugh, like it's just out there. Like, I fucking love it.
Thank you. You know, what made me do that was I would sit in this garage stall right here, and I had the TV up in the corner, which was a little freaking,
Tube TV.
tube TV in the corner, and I had this Surface DVD that I kept putting in with some guy on it, and I go, dude, someday I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be that low. And
One thing led to another.
it just kind of happened, and I'm sitting in the shower, and for some reason I had that guy's number in my phone, and I went, dude, I'm going to body drop, and he's like, fuck yeah.
Send it.
And that's how that worked. So.
The phrase "send it" is like a real meaningful phrase in life, you know.
And you know what's funny? I just got hit up by a guy, and I'm going to derail this conversation myself. I got hit up by a guy with a soul the other day, and he's sitting here talking about this, and I'm like, dude, it sucks for those guys because they don't have somebody like this guy that's in the background, and I'm not going to say his name.
That is
and that did this shit to make it so that they can be low, because if they don't have that, they can't do that. And I'm explaining to the guy, look, this is what you need. And I'm looking at the suspension on the Soul going, it's not far off from an XB1. You can do this, you can do this, you can do that. And then I never heard back from the guy, and I'm like, I don't know if I offended him or if he's just overwhelmed or what.
He might be a little overwhelmed. The Kia Soul, man, that's a real tough crowd, because like
I love those cars. I think they're cute.
you're not getting one. You're not
I
driving
just want to
the
drive them.
no.
you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I test drove one years ago, and I got in it. I'm like, there's no fucking way. I can't do it. It's too tall. It's not an XB. I get it. I mean, they're decent.
It was cool, but I know the XB's got its own. When you get the
Flavor.
XB,
It's flavor.
oh, we talked about the love.
Yes.
You open that door, the sound of it, like the door, and you sit down, and I just like sit in my seat,
You smell
close the
steak.
door, I smell my car smell because I like to have a clean car. Well, the seatbelt, like you just sit up and like it's just the same drive every day. It's like a fucking old shoe. It just fits.
And that's
Yeah.
exactly it. It is. It's comfortable, and I get in cars all day long. All this new shit. I get in Kias at work. The fucking Tesla I had at work. It's not the fucking same. These cars actually have a soul. To steal the word from the other car that we're talking about, I don't think that fucking thing has a soul. I get in it, and every one of them is destroyed inside. But it's just funny. And now I'm sitting here bad mouthing, and that guy's watching the video too. Sorry, dude.
No, I mean, I don't think they're bad looking cars. It's just not an XB. I fell in love with the XB.
Well,
it's not the same.
And I'm the same way with the XB2s. I can't get into.
Oh,
them.
I get why people don't like XB2s. I just have to be that guy.
Right.
That's why I did mine.
And there's definitely more soul to it, but
I have both now, so I'm on both sides of the
so
argument
he's
with that.
he's one of the cool kids.
Yeah. So we can talk about XB too right quick because I do have a love for him, and I kind of have a moment in history with Silence because I remember a car salesman giving me a call after I told my husband I had to. This is about him, like, not the financially for real for any kind of car payment. I told him I had to have a Gen 2, so he made it happen. And I actually drove one off the lot before I was supposed to. You're in the state of Arizona.
What? You're cutting up on us a little
Yeah,
bit.
wait a
Our connection's a little weak.
Uh-oh. So on the Gen 2, do I have to repeat what I just said? I want to repeat myself.
I hate doing that too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But
So I had the first Gen 2 in the state of Arizona.
Really?
In the
Okay.
US.
In the U.S., my husband just corrected.
Oh,
whoa.
damn.
When I told him I had to have one because I loved the first one so much, he kind of stole mine and made the world's lowest.
So,
I don't
So
ever.
he kind of became a sucker. And I remember getting a phone call from the car salesman after we drove it off the lot. He wanted us to come back because he kind of got yelled at by his boss because we let me drive Gen 2 off the lot.
Oh. Dude, I didn't even ever remember seeing it.
It was 2 weeks before they were supposed to go on sale.
Whoops.
Whoa.
That's when you go, yeah, I'm not coming back. Like, that's not going to work out,
That's
pal.
what I said.
The title's in the mail.
Can I get this shit back?
I never even seen a second gen at your place that I remember.
No, there was one
No,
at
we didn't
one
have
point.
very long.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember
I
seeing it.
bought Prius after that to save miles because I was driving to Dennis to work.
Right.
Anyway, you got anything else, Pee Wee?
I think I nailed everything. Right?
Definitely. Are you guys having fun over there? Rando, are you still live?
No.
Yeah, I gotta probably feed him soon.
I'm very chained now.
He's just there for moral support. And Dode's shirtless, so.
I'm very to be shirtless.
I'm just here for comedy relief.
Hey, what's the temp out there where you're at? What's the temp and surprise?
2:17 p.m. All right, so I only have 6% left. We have 6.
You're plugged in. You're
I know.
plugged.
I kind of want to show off my motor for my bus.
I want to see the motor for the bus. Go
I know
ahead.
it's not a bus show; it's a Scion show. But you wanted to know about me?
I
Yes.
do want to know about you, so
Wow.
show us the bus.
Sorry, I had to take my deal. I'm trying not to make everybody sick. Nothing as smooth as possible.
I love the pinstriping.
Yeah, the pinstriping makes just pops.
I have a buddy who's a badass just for that I can't call his name out because he's like to be tagged and stuff. But yeah, we have a full badass.
That's nice and shiny. Everything looks new.
For sure. And
Everything.
it's always nice. We don't ever stay on topic here, so we're always talking about mini trucks. So
Oh, this is the best part.
But we're saying on top.
Ah! I can't get it to see the frick.
oh, the
I
flame.
these my camera backward.
Yes, the flame.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Getting off topic, I would chill.
It's all good.
It be.
Okay,
know what?
so with the last 5% I have on my phone,
Oh, you're crazy.
I'm crazy. And that's what he just said, and I can't see. Hold on. That's true. I'm gonna flip it around so I can do video of my car.
All right.
There you go.
Hey, there's an XB. Oh, dude, the ghosts.
Yep.
Very
So
subtle.
the white one we bought with the insurance money and it was total.
Oh, okay.
So as you can see, I need some. I need a new side panel.
Oh, that one's fine. Just put some paint on it.
Just buff it out right quick.
Yeah, there you go. I got a bumper that matches that.
I have a whole car that matches that.
I have a sort of fit bumper too, and it's sort of just not fit. Look at this shit.
Oh, I know a guy that makes things that'll fix that.
Well, I have a bracket. I have a bracket installed, and it still does My phone's dying. They're laughing your ass off here now.
All right, guys. Well, we'll let you go.
We'll cut you guys loose. Have a good holiday.
It's always amazing to talk to you guys. We can see you through your fingers.
I'm sorry.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for this,
We'll get in touch with you guys later, okay?
and we'll talk soon.
I hope you have the
He
material.
loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not.
Love it or loathe it. The Scion XB.
Was that not amazing? I don't know. But
Incredible.
I don't know about you guys, but Pee Wee set that up. That was recorded on 420. Who the hell would set up an interview with Rando and his wife on 420?
If you really think about it, it actually makes a whole lot of
What's
sense.
really messed up, if you really want to think about it, it's 420, the day before Easter.
Yeah, it is. I didn't even think about that. So wait a minute, hold on. Does that mean next year 420 is going to be on Easter? Is that how that works?
That's kind of fucked up. I don't know. Easter kind of floats around.
I'm going to check the
I think
calendar
somewhere.
and find
I
out.
think the Pope. There's
going to be a whole. It's going to be a whole. It's going to be a whole thing. There's going to be memes. It's going to be great.
Is the Pope in charge of Easter? Could he move that? Because I think it's a floating holiday.
I don't know. That's not our
'Cause
expertise.
I don't remember fucking being that late. But anyway, crickets.
It's been a long day, guys. But
So anyway, we did that. We did a lot. Yeah, it has been a long day. We got to stop filming these like this.
yeah, it's hard.
It gets crazy, but you know what? You guys asked for it. You got it. Which brings me to a point. I do want to bring something up because I know you guys love the show, and I love the fact that you guys love it, and I love the fact that I get to put these up here and listen to myself talk for an hour. But Pee Wee,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a little stressful this summer,
Yeah.
And
It's
and I'm sorry that we're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have intermittent stops because we got car shows in there.
we've got car shows. He's got a life. I've got a life. You know.
Yeah, I gotta mow the grass. Is what's
He's got to cut his grass at some point.
Because right now, all my neighbors are cutting the grass. Mine's gonna be long for another week.
Oh, that's just too bad.
Did you see my yard? I did the side yard. There
The
was
side yard looks good. I didn't notice the front yard though. So.
but I got all the crap out of it,
Oh yeah.
and there was grass under those leaves. That's how bad. This is what I'm talking about. We were filming podcasts in the fall when I should have been doing the yard work,
That came back to bite us. That came back to bite you in the ass.
and now I gotta put grass seed down because the leaves killed all the grass. Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks guys for watching. We're gonna shut the fuck up, and next episode will be episode 20, and we're gonna have a fucking party. Goddammit.
It's gonna be a party.
Dancing girls. Maybe not.
And fez hats.
I got one of them somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Thanks,
All right,
guys,
thanks,
for
guys.
watching. I will once again shut the fuck up.
I go by the name of Lupe Fiasco, representing that first and 15. Yeah, and this one right here, I dedicate this one right here to all my homies out there grinding. You know what I'm saying? Legally and illegally. You know what I'm talking about? So, check it out. First got it when he was 6, didn't know any tricks. Matter of fact, first time he got on it, he slipped, landed on his hip and busted his lip. For a week he had to talk with a list like this. Now we can end the story right here, but shorty didn't quit, it was something in the air. Yeah, he said it was something so appealing, he couldn't fight the feeling, something about it. He knew he couldn't doubt it, couldn't understand it. Branded, since the first kick flip he landed. Labeled a misfit, a bandit. Cocoon, cocoon, cocoon. His neighbors couldn't stand it, so he was banished to the park. Started in the morning, one stopped after dark. Yeah, when they said it's getting late in here, so I'm sorry young man, there's no skating here. And so we kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. And away he rolled, just a rebel to the world with no place to go. And so we kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. So come and skate with me, just a rebel looking for a place to be. So let's kick and push.
Look at me, I have a Scion. I'm running on a box on wheels.
Scion, douchebag.